Hello, Gooby here. Today, I'd like to talk about what separates you and me. I was just thinking about it the other day. I am a bunch of cells with some fluid that are connected together. But in the cells, I'm made up of like proteins and molecules. And in the molecules, there are atoms. And in the atoms, there are protons and electrons. All these things are just spinning around in space. Or in something. Yeah, in space. All of these protons and neutrons and electrons, and you can even break them up into quarks of some kind, some subatomic particles. All of them are just floating around, and as I live, I take on more particles and I shed others. Like I breathe in oxygen, I shed carbon dioxide, water. I lose hair and skin cells. I poo. There's like a whole bunch of organisms living inside me, like 100 trillion or something like that in the microbiome. In my gut. And they're not me, but they're in me, so maybe they are me. What separates me from my microbiome? We're all just these particles flipping around, circling around, rotating, touching, bouncing off each other, combining, splitting apart. If I'm just like a huge mass of these subatomic particles just like flipping around, zipping this way and that, what separates me from the sand I'm sitting on, or the sun that's really far away from me, that's going down over the ocean? What separates me from that? I don't know. And I'm constantly changing. I'm constantly taking on new particles and shedding others. So it's not like there's a constant. You can be like, oh, okay, that particle and that particle, that's Gooby. So we're putting it in the Gooby category, and it's always going to be that way. All those particles are always going to be Gooby. And it doesn't work that way, because particles are going in and out all the time. So how do I stay me? I'm just a big blob of particles floating through space. I just happen to look like I'm sitting on sand with the wind blowing and the sun going down over the ocean and colors changing in the sky and me gesturing and holding a fuzzy looking thing. It just looks that way, but I'm actually just a bunch of particles, and so are you, and so is the screen you're looking at. And so is the chair that you feel underneath your butt and your back. If you're sitting. You might be standing. What separates us from everything else? I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's pretty crazy when you think about it. I mean, you can say, oh, well, the boundary of your skin and the boundary of your intestines. That's you. Okay. But is it? What am I? I don't know. I don't know. I think we're probably just more connected than we think. But yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery. To be able to high five someone, that's a really weird thing. Your consciousness is high fiving consciousness. It's like consciousness high fiving itself. Oh, there is a Zen a problem. So when monks are going through training to become a Zen master, they're given these mind benders. I was reading about this on the way up here. They're given these mind benders to essentially drive the young monk mad until they realize this like enlightenment about like what it is to actually be alive and what the mind actually is, or the fact that you can't really understand the mind with the mind. Well, one of the mind bender questions is, what is the sound of one hand? I think they mean clapping. Maybe the quote is with clapping, because you could like snap your fingers with one hand. But I think they meant, what is the sound of one hand clapping? I think. But that is, when you high five another person, it is one hand. It's the hand of consciousness. The church, this and everything. I guess. I don't know. So that's like one hand high fiving itself. Huh. Wow, that's a beautiful sunset. My cloud of floating particles is telling your cloud of floating particles, hey man, that's a cool sunset. And I'm here with my dog. I'm happy to be here with my dog. She's just a big bag of floating particles too. And I'm gonna pet her. She likes me. I like her too. Wow. That's so crazy. I mean, that sun is like physically way bigger than all of us. Way bigger than this whole earth. And it looks so small and it's going away. I think I stared at the sun too long. Wow. That was awesome. Well, I was able to experience that as this bag of particles, sitting next to this bag of particles, sitting on this earth that's a big globe of particles. Yeah. I don't know how all this works, and that's okay. Oh, I wanted to say that we're all unique bags of particles. There's only one of you, and there's only one of me, and there's only one of Doobie. And that's really cool too. How does that happen? Well, I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy that you're alive and able to watch this. And I'm really happy that Doggie's alive. And I'm happy the sun's alive too. Thank goodness. Bye.